Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pan-Africanism Reawakening, your favorite channel where you get updates and gist about what is happening in the African continent on geopolitics. As you all know, the continent has been on fire in recent months and a lot has been happening. And I'm so happy to bring to you what I'm about to share with you today. Of course, we all know that on the 7th of January, there was a great celebration in West Africa, precisely in Ghana. So, what are we talking about today? Let us see what happened in Ghana. There was an inaugural celebration for the new president of Ghana, but something particular happened in that celebration, and we will go deep into that. And without letting the cat out of the bag, let us first of all see what happened in Ghana. So in the land where the dreams of African unity was first born, of course, we know Kwame Nkrumah has stood as the father of Pan-Africanism and African unity. So in that land where African unity was first born, history is once again being rewritten. Beneath the pledging star, or beneath the imposing black star gate of Ghana, a symbol of freedom and hope, a new chapter unfolds in the history of Africa's liberation. Today, I'm very excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the 7th of January 2025, John Dramani Mahama, a former president of Ghana, was once again sworn in as the president of Ghana, marking his return to power for an unprecedented third term in office. Wow, that is one of its kind in African history. Third term in office. We saw Donald Trump return back to office, but that is his second term. John Dramani Mahama, if we all know how the Constitution of Ghana works, you go for 4 years, and then renewable ones, and then after that, you can no longer go, and then you can come back again. And that is what John Dramani Mahama did after Nana Akufo-Addo. So, the Black Star Square was filled with thousands and thousands of jubilant Ghanaians, alongside dignitaries and head of states from across the continent, all gathered to witness a moment of profound political and symbolic importance. Ghana has always has the grace, the aura of bringing leaders together. And this has always stemmed from the fact that the father of Pan-Africanism actually was from Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah. So there is a lot of significance when it comes to African unity or anything Africa when Ghana is involved. The air was charged with anticipation as John Dramani Mahama took the podium to deliver his inaugural speech. In a speech that struck a delicate balance between realism and hope, President John Dramani Mahama addressed the pressing economic challenges facing Ghana, pledging a bold and transparent approach to revitalizing the nation's economy. This is what the president pledged to the people during his inaugural speech. He acknowledged, first, this is very important, he acknowledged the heavy burden of inflation on Ghanaian economy, rising living costs, and mounting debts, emphasizing that his administration would prioritize fiscal discipline, investment in sustainable industries, and the fight against corruption. He called for unity and collective action, urging Ghanaians to rally together to overcome adversity, which is very important because for the little time that I spend in Ghana, anybody that knows me knows that Ghana is my second home. There is actually nothing like continuity in their respective administration. If this particular government starts a project and didn't finish that project, the next government that comes in will not finish that project because they know if they finish it, credit will be given to that previous government, which has been a disaster in Ghana's economic development, especially in the northern part, the northern regions of Ghana, which I lived and worked there for so many years. And for the president to call for unity and collective action, urging all Ghanaians to rally together to overcome adversity, it's very important, and we must applaud President Mahama for this, and we hope that these words will be translated into action. So in a broader Pan-African context, President Dramani Mahama reinforced his belief in the power of regional cooperation, highlighting the importance of the economic community of West African state ECOWAS in fostering trade, security, and development. Well, he's on his own when it comes to ECOWAS, because we all know ECOWAS is nothing but a toothless bulldog that is still depending on their colonial masters for everything, headed by a president who is totally manipulated. So we hope that new blood, new spirit, new strategies will come on board and revitalize or energize the spirit of Pan-Africanism within the framework or within the regional body of ECOWAS, because what we have now is a shadow of itself, and it literally is useless within the African continent. There is nothing that ECOWAS does. All it does is threaten to use military strength to attack another country. So we hope that this is going to be a new dawn for Africa, especially with what is happening. And in his speech was infused with a tone of optimism and resilience, resonated with citizens eager for transformative leadership and renewed hope for the continent, but for their country, of course. President Dramani Mahama said something that echoes and remain in the minds of so many. He said, we must rise above division, reject corruption, and embrace innovation to rebuild our great nation. He said, Ghana is for us all. Ghana is for all of us. It is not just for the person that is sitting in the office as the president, which is very important. The nation is the people. There is no country that can say, the president says, I am that country. It's the people that make up that country. So he said, together, we will emerge stronger. So President Mahama declared his words echoing across the square like a clarion call for unity and resilience. This is very important. And without saying so much, but I just want to repeat what he said again. He said, we must rise above division, reject corruption, and embrace innovation to rebuild our great nation. Together, we will emerge stronger. And this echoed across the Black Star Square. This is very important. And without saying too much, I will definitely bring you the video of his speech so that you can listen to him as well. But he emphasized the critical role of the regional cooperation in fostering trade, development, and peace, reminding Africa of its collective strength, which is very important. Collective strength in military, collective strength in political will, decision-making, collective strength in managing of their mineral resources, their own currency, their own, everything. Trade is very important. He reminded Africans of its collective strength. His address grounded in the spirit of solidarity, reaffirming Ghana's enduring commitment to Pan-African ideals, which is very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will not say much about what he said, but I would also like you to hear directly from the horse's mouth. And after that, I want us to listen to see the drastic change that took place during that inaugural speech or during the inauguration ceremony, caused by one of Africa's most loved president of our time, President Ibrahim Traoré. Let us listen to what President Dramani Mahama said during his address to the nation.
I now, on your behalf, invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, to deliver his inaugural address. Your Excellency, you may now proceed to do so.
Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Members of Parliament, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, Your Excellency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Ghana, and special guest of honor for this occasion, Your Excellencies, Presidents, Heads of Government and Development Agencies, Your Excellency, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and former presidents, gentlemen, my brothers and sisters. I wish you a good morning, and we give thanks to the Almighty God on this occasion. Our Father who art in heaven, we thank you for giving us this day, a day that offers me, your humble servant, a unique opportunity to work to reset our dear country, Ghana. 32 years ago, on January 7th, Ghana made its first and most successful democratic transition, a reset with the swearing in of the newly democratically elected President, Jerry John Rawlings of blessed memory. Our nation was returned to a multi-party democracy with a new constitution that went into effect, and the Fourth Republic was officially established. I refer to it as a reset because on that day in 1993, we made our fourth attempt at establishing a democratic system of government with term limits based on free, fair, and transparent elections. The handover of power on January 7, 2001, between former President Jerry John Rawlings and at the time the newly elected President John Kufuor, tested that reset, and our nation passed with flying colors. So today, with my induction as the new President of the Republic of Ghana, every 4 years with each newly elected President. Today, we're also making a different kind of history, one that speaks to our maturity as a democracy, a nation of citizens enfranchised with the authority at the polls to determine their political future. Today's exercise between the outgoing President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and I feels a bit like a deja vu. We shared this same space. I was the outgoing president, having served one term, and he was the incoming president, having been given a mandate by the people of Ghana, as I'm sure we are today, that it is the people of Ghana that we are elected to serve. Somehow, it seems fitting that it is with Nana Akufo-Addo that I twice shared this stage and this unique historical distinction, because Nana Akufo-Addo and I began our national political careers in Parliament in the same year, 1996. He has always greeted me with warmth, a firm handshake and a smile, and he is perhaps the only person in my life who has persistently chosen to call me Johnny. While we belong to opposing political parties, we shared a sense of mutual respect. In those early days, we probably could not have imagined that destiny would bring us to the leadership of our office of the land. Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, and you with the same bald head and round being a worthy opponent. I extend my warmest wishes to His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, sportsmanship in making our contest. I wish you all the best. The world in which Ghana exists today, as I begin this presidency, is not the same world in which we have nations. These tensions and conflicts place pressure on alliances to decide where we will support. There's a seismic shift happening within the system of global economic dominance. Whereas the G7 nations, United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan once provided the highest percentage of the world's GDP, over the last decade, that number has been steadily dropping. However, the combined total of the GDP of the BRIC nations, Brazil, Russia, India, increasing. In 2023, for instance, the G7's combined total of world GDP was 27%. In 2023, the BRICS percentage of world GDP was 37.3%. And so what does this mean to us in Ghana? What could it mean to our economy? Where do we fit in this geopolitical maelstrom? Technology such as artificial intelligence has taken us to new heights, opening up the potential for national, financial, and personal security issues that we are not yet able to imagine. One example is the use of misguided group sentiments towards ties with our neighbors to ensure that we're working together to keep our sub-region safe. We stand in solidarity and work borders. We also acknowledge there may be Ivorians, there may be Togolese, there may be Burkinabes, there may be Nigerians or Mali in Zemes, their houses, their moshis and gourmets, because we are all part of one another, one big family. With the increase of the climate crisis, and as the waters grow warmer, melting the Arctic ice and permafrost, there's a greater likelihood for viruses that have been frozen and thought to be extinct for decades, perhaps even centuries, to begin to spread and create another global pandemic. The changing climate conditions are enabling existing viruses to spread and mutate at a faster and faster rate than they did before. This is a serious challenge. Ebola, COVID, and Mpox have taken on the families and communities and medical infrastructure in several of our neighboring countries and in the entire world to a screeching halt. My government will be working diligently to strengthen our public health systems while monitoring the global health situation so that when, and not if, but when the next pandemic or epidemic occurs, the loss of lives in Ghana will be minimal. The larger world exists around us and to some extent within us. While we cannot and should never use it as an excuse to stray from the direct and immediate needs of Ghana for the well-being of our citizens, we must also bear in mind that the affairs of the world, if we care to shape, lessen, avoid, or even at the other end of things, maximize the effect they have on us. My brothers and sisters, Barely a month ago, we held historic elections that have caused dramatic shifts in our political landscape. I feel greatly honored that you, my compatriots, considered me worthy of receiving such an unprecedented and overwhelming mandate to steer the affairs of our beloved nation at this critical time in our history. The magnitude of this victory in the presidential elections and the gains that were made by my party, the National Democratic Congress, in the parliamentary elections naturally and justifiably resulted in great joy and celebration across our country, Ghana. But celebrations, no matter how justified and how well earned, must be supplanted by discernment, sobriety, and deeper insights into why we received this kind of mandate in the first place. By voting as you did on December 7th, the Ghanaian people conveyed a powerful message, yet often overlooked by us politicians. This message was powerfully emphasized by a giant of American political history, President Ronald Reagan, when he declared at his inauguration some 40 years ago that governments have no power except that granted by the people. While Ghanaians take great pride in our thriving democracy, they are deeply dissatisfied with the quality of governance over the years and have openly voiced that dissatisfaction through the decisive actions that they undertake at the elections. Our people also understand that democracy is not just a token. They expect that if democracy is celebrated as a superior means of governance, then its outcomes must be more tangible and benefit them in their individual lives. Honest introspection and reflection on the partaking in this democratic dividend, where people buffeted by severe economic crisis and hardships, and in the last few years we have lurched from crisis to crisis. But there is hope on the horizon. Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity. Set our dear nation, Ghana. To the millions of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn honoring me, my firm, immutable assurance is that your votes will matter in the work that our courage to bring change will not go in vain. Our nation was born in the past, but I urge you, my fellow countrymen, not to be sucked into a state of perpetual pessimism. For some time, our country has urgently needed leadership with an unwavering desire to get things done. With your cooperation and your help. As your next leader, I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be able to make the right calls at the right time. I will have the humility and presence of mind to take responsibility timelessly to resolve the changes that we face as a nation. Since the elections, I have read and heard the word hope used many times in relation to my presidency and what it should offer the citizens of Ghana. I intend to speak plainly and clearly to you today And every time I address you subsequently, I intend to always tell you the truth. The circumstances we find ourselves in are indeed dire. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment is once again open for business. The third is governance and constitutional reforms. And the final, but not the least, is accountability and the fight against corruption. My brothers and sisters, actions in which I have enumerated 26 actions that I'll take within my first 120 days. There is reason for hope, and there is every reason for hope. But we must also have faith, because faith empowers us to trust the things that will happen. With faith, you believe what you know, and that is why we need faith to be able to achieve our reset. We need a reset with the faith we have in our country and our leadership. We need a reset with the faith we have in our institutions. That I mean in all of us, because all of us are Ghana. You are Ghana, and I am Ghana. All of you seated here today, Ghanaian citizens, you are Ghana. The people who you are with or near you as you watch this on television, in your homes, or listen on radio, or follow on social media, Ghana we all love, and the good people of our country who make up this dear nation. And I ask that you envision a Ghana that you want to live in, a Ghana that you want to leave behind to your children and your grandchildren. What can you do to help build that better Ghana that we all strive for? What behaviors, what attitudes and mindsets can we reset? We need a reset, and we have faith in Ghana's ability to overcome, excel, and be so successful with this reset that it will be difficult to imagine a time when that was not the case. I am honored and humbled to accept the mantle of the President of the Republic of Ghana. Today we celebrate a new administration and herald an unprecedented era of opportunity and transformation. With Nana, Jane, Opoku-Agyeman by my side, we are poised to embark on a journey of progress and inclusivity, united in our vision for a more prosperous Ghana. This day is particularly special for us and for every Ghanaian who dreams of a society where barriers are shattered and ambitions are realized. With the inauguration, Nana Jane's ascension to the high office is not merely a personal triumph. It symbolizes our collective cherished and amplified of diverse voices to shape the future, voices that have the courage to soar beyond our traditional confines. My brothers and sisters, together as we look to the horizon, we reaffirm our dedication to breaking the glass ceiling that has long hindered many from reaching their full potential. Governance that reflects all segments of our population strengthens our democracy and enriches our conversation. We stand committed to enacting policies that empower women and ensure that the door of opportunity is opened wide. Organize our efforts to create a society where every Ghanaian can dream, believe, and achieve without any restraints. Remember that great leadership is not defined merely by administration. Along with my Vice President, Nano Pukwajiman, will prioritize inclusivity, accountability. Profoundly grateful for a generation that is brimming with potential and dreams that are waiting to be realized. This moment is a powerful affirmation that your voices matter, that your aspirations are valid, and that your future must be our priority. You're committed to translating your hopes into action and create to be tailored to sustain innovation those needed will champion diversity in all facets of government, ensuring that every Ghanaian, regardless of your ethnicity, story. Ghana's youth represent the heartbeat of our democracy. Their ambition will drive our policies as we strive to create an inclusive, equitable society where everyone has a seat at the table. Our vision hinges on the introduction and implementation of a 24-hour economy. Vibrant 24-hour Ghanaian economy, which will also be anchored in agriculture and agribusiness, the energy and creativity of all our people. Just imagine a Ghana where our markets are alive and bustling at all hours, such that businesses can operate flexibly to meet the diverse demands that they are subjected to. And young can find opportunities regardless of traditional institutions. The 24-hour economy model will also bolster job creation for the young people, stimulate local industry, and attract foreign investments, and allow us to build resilient communities and a sustainable future. This vision extends beyond mere economic transactions. It symbolizes empowerment, the empowerment of every Ghanaian to contribute to our national progress. My fellow citizens, the culture of inclusion ensures that every citizen can enjoy the fruits of his hard work. To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives and where the fruits of your investment contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated. Your innovation and dedication will be a look at the tax regime and rational business community. I assure you. Let me thank you, your busy schedule behind, and coming to join us at this ceremony. Your presence brings our sister countries who have traveled from near and far to be with us today. Your presence is a testament to the strong bonds of friendship and cooperation that exist by our borders. And I'll work collectively with you towards regional stability, economic growth, and mutual respect between our nations. And in our local parlance, I say Akwaba to all of you. To my family and fellow citizens, my wife Lodina, I thank you for your unwavering support and commitment to our shared vision, one of a new era of hope, an era of job creation, an era of accountability. My fellow citizens, this is a patriotic call to action for all of us to participate in building a nation that lives up to its promise, where hope thrives and dreams become a reality. Together, let us cultivate a brighter future for our beloved Ghana, where unity, progress, and equality are not just ideals we aspire to, but are the very fabric of our nation. In closing, I invite you to partner with us on this journey. Together, we can create a brighter future for our beloved Ghana, where unity, progress, and equality are not simply goals we are aiming for, but are the cornerstone of our society. Let's work hand in hand to foster these values and strengthen our nation for everyone. My fellow citizens, our invited guests, I thank you very much. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
Wow, as you have all listened, like I said before bringing this speech to you, you heard from the horse's own mouth. And we truly hope that there will be a new dawn in Ghana. We saw what Nana Akufo-Addo did and snitching on other African presidents. I am surprised to see President Ibrahim Traoré in that celebration. And what he pulled, the crowd he pulled in Ghana is what is most important. So, ladies and gentlemen, there was an inauguration of the president of Ghana, but another president came and literally stole the show. He shut down Ghana. President Ibrahim Traoré shut down Ghana. We can hear when the Speaker of the National Assembly was introducing, the Speaker of the House was introducing the dignitaries to come up, or calling on the dignitaries to come up and greet the president that was sitting on the podium. And when he mentioned Burkina Faso, then the crowd went mad. The crowd went mad. Even as President Dramani Mahama's inspired hope for national renewal and other leaders' presence electrified the event and reawakening the power of movement, but Captain Ibrahim Traoré's presence changed everything. There was a total shutdown at Black Square, at Black Star Square in Ghana, where the event took place. Ladies and gentlemen, when the name, Traoré's name was mentioned, the crowd erupted into joyous chaos. The cheers were deafening, drowning out the ceremony itself, as thousands celebrated this young revolutionary leader, a man who in just over a year has become a symbol, or just over 2 years has become a symbol of defiance against neocolonialism and imperial rule control in Africa. President Ibrahim Traoré, his presence in Ghana stirred a profound sense of what? Patriotism, invoking memories of Kwame Nkrumah. And this is the beauty of the whole thing, because President Ibrahim Traoré, his mantra and everything that he stands for is what Kwame Nkrumah preached about. Kwame Nkrumah, the father of Pan-Africanism and the vision of the united, self-reliant Africa. This is what Kwame Nkrumah stood for. That is why we talk, and he inherits a lot from Kwame Nkrumah and also from his former predecessor, Thomas Sankara, because it was the voice of Thomas Sankara echoing about African unity, Kwame Nkrumah preaching for the unity of Africa and total sovereignty of Africa. And this young man has reignited and revisited that spirit. And because of the spirit of Nkrumah, that is why there was so much joy and celebration when his name was mentioned. Even the speaker himself, he was so filled with joy when he was introducing what Burkina Faso means, what it stands for. But the most important part of it is the humility of this young leader. The vice president of Ghana is a lady. So the humility and respect for Ghana's vice president is pioneering women's leaders, reflecting in deep-rooted values. He was a touching tribute. It was a touching tribute to the influence of his mother and the importance of women in African liberation. We saw the way when he walked up to greet the vice president of Ghana, he is a president. He owes nobody any form of no courtesies or anything, just greet and pass like any other president that was coming. But he took out his cap and greeted her with humility and then put it back on before he moved forward to greet the Speaker of the House and also the President of Ghana. And that was profound, especially for young girls and for women to see that their place is still valued in in politics and also in the society. He was raised well, and that woman will go home celebrated. And this is the beauty of what Africa is all about. So Traoré's humility is something that we must all applaud. He is a president of a whole country of itself. So he really can do whatever he wants, but he did not allow power to overcrowd him and to steal away his values. So, ladies and gentlemen, why now? Why are we witnessing this unraveling of French dominance in West Africa? Why has it taken decades for these former colonies to shake off from their chains? So, this is why I said, let us come across. As the sun rises over Accra, ladies and gentlemen, cheers of Traoré were more than admiration for one man. They were a rallying cry for the rebirth of Pan-Africanism. It was a rallying cry for the rebirth of Pan-Africanism because today the script is actually changing. Traoré's revolution in Burkina Faso has set a powerful precedent, or has set the pace for Mali, Niger, Guinea, Senegal, Chad, Ivory Coast, and they have followed suit, boldly reclaiming their sovereignty. The spirit of resistance is spreading, and the tides of history are turning. And we hope that with the coming of President John Dramani Mahama, there will be a change. There will be a change in the way things are done within the continent. Let us watch and see what happened when Traoré's name was mentioned.
Inspired by the warm words of His Excellency After him comes the head of state of the strong people of Burkina Faso, His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traoré. fellow members, the full meaning of Burkina Faso means strong men and women of integrity. We have,
ladies and gentlemen, you saw it yourself. Look at this. Just look at this. The aura that he brings, the power in him, the humility, and just the beauty of everything. Indeed, the dawn of a new era is here. The youth are rising. The spirit of Kwame Nkrumah, Sankara, Patrice Lumumba burns brighter than ever before. This is Africa's moment. The revolution is real. The revolution is real. The fight for the future's freedom has begun, and we must all stand in unity, united as African youth, and then the leaders must also unite to fight any form of imperial rule, neocolonialism, and liberate Africa. Africa is one of the richest continents of the world, and yet there are countries that live in abject poverty, even though with the high level of resources, natural resources that they have. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me live as we unpack this history, event, and a scourge of Pan-Africanism and the future of our continent's liberation. Like and share and be part of this conversation, because together we are unstoppable. Please kindly join me, or just subscribe so that each time I am live, you will know that I am live. So Africa is awake, and this time we are not going back. That time is now. The cry of our forefathers, their spirit has reawakened the spirit of the young leaders of Africa. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. God bless you. Continue to preach the spirit of Pan-Africanism. Continue to believe in the unity of Africa, and continue to believe in the total liberation of Africa. God bless you, and Happy New Year.